And now, without further ado, I have the distinguished honor and privilege of presenting to you the Queen of Color, the Mother of Artists, globally acclaimed, award-winning master acrylic artist, and the star of our show, Ginger Cook, as she once again mesmerizes her audience with the daring do's and don'ts of painting with acrylics.
Yeah, you're on.
Who's on?
I think we are on, and we are on time.
Really?
Well,
Really?
7:39. That's on time for us.
That's on time. All right, that's pretty good. So, 7:39, and we're like 10 minutes late?
No, that would be 9 minutes late.
Boy, this is hair
let's
splitting.
do the math here. This is higher education. 39 minus 30 is...
9.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
So it's 9 minutes.
Oh, wise one.
How'd you get to 10?
Well, I always run my watch a little fast so that I'm not late.
So
but
you would think we would be early.
Well, I know, but apparently even that didn't help.
No.
You see, there's my watch, and that's what it says. See there? Well,
No, they
I don't
can't
know.
see that.
Who can't?
Nobody can see that.
Well, too bad.
Did you have your glasses on? Can you really see that?
No, but I mean, if I could
So
see
who are
it.
you fooling here?
Moving on, John. Listen, it's great to be back. It's always fun. I hope we have some. We're going to have some fun tonight, you guys. We got some exciting show. We're not only going to show you how to paint this simple iris and make it really easy. I know you guys are going to love it. Irises always seem like such complicated flowers. They have all that pattern and stuff in them, and people go, "Oh, I can't do that." But well, I think we can, and I think we're going to show you how to do that. And remember, while John and I were traveling, we released several videos, and one of them was we were going to announce the winner tonight. It was a in general call on that. I think the entries closed.
Well,
Whatever, that they're closed now. For that particular video, I think it's called The Scream. Here, I'm going to hold it up here, see? And that's the video we released a couple weeks ago, and the title of it, What Makes You Scream? And I had told people, I mean, I have this little computer in this picture, and the blue screen of death, but some people felt it was maybe that their mother-in-law should be on the screen, or who knows. But everybody got some very clever things about what made them scream. Originally, this very famous painting from an old guy that whose name will come to me in just a second. I told you who it was in the video, though, and then someone wrote me and said, "Listen, you morons."
It was Ed Vell.
Edvard, not
There you
Edward.
go.
Edvard.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, it was.
No, wait, no, not that. This, Judy says it's not until the 20th.
Oh, it's not till the 20th. Oh, then you still have time to enter. Haha, you should go watch this.
I love us.
I
love Judy. No,
Well-
Judy's the one that backs us up every time we do one of these things, so we never remember.
No, all right. So you have still time. It's Edvard, because it's not with a V. And his last name, somebody said, "You morons, why don't you learn how to pronounce the names of these old dead people from a different country?" Well, we say it's Van Gogh, someone else says it's Van Gogh. It just depends on how you say it in a language. You say it differently in your language. We might say it in the States. And we're sorry if we said it wrong. There you go, right?
See, I would say munch. It's probably munch.
Monk or something.
It's
Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
M-U-N-C-H.
You'll have to look that up, find the correct pronunciation for this. But I think this is a fun. I'll tell you what. If you've got anybody in your family that's kind of a computer nerd, this would be a great little painting to do for them. So I suggest that. So go ahead and look at that. Then also we're going to have a quick giveaway tonight for our live audience. Did you do anything about that, John? I lied when I said we weren't going to do it.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't think we would, and then I thought we were giving away the screen painting, but then
But since we're not giving that away, let's just whip up something 5 minutes and give it away.
yeah, well, you can be working on that while we're talking about the iris picture. So John and I have been live for a few weeks. Now people, we try to be live, we travel. One of our, we're old, man.
Hey. We would like to say we are mature.
Well, that's true. We can't say that about you, John. But we can't say that because that's not true in your case. But you are old, so mature and old aren't necessarily go hand in hand.
You know.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I think
You're as old as you feel.
what?
Now I felt like 90.
Yeah, when John got sick, he felt like 100. Man, I'm telling you what, I'll tell you the story about John's collapse. It was something. So lots of stories in this show. But anyway, our goal in life, we're not retired because we'll probably work till we drop dead. But here's the thing. We can't work all the time and can be artists. Artists, you have to be inspired. So our goal is we save up all our little shekels, and we have any free time, we take off. We're either going to do a road trip in the car, or we're going somewhere. So we won't always do a live show, but we're always putting something up on YouTube, and we always make sure our Academy members have something to watch.
And speaking of that, last week's is in the process, should be up tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'll show you what our new lesson is for this last week. We're going to show you what that was. Well, John got literally deathly ill last week when we were on a cruise ship out in the middle of nowhere. And
we were in the middle of the Caribbean. That is somewhere. What do you mean, middle of nowhere? People think we're lost in space. I'm just saying. You can't say in the middle of nowhere.
Isn't it good to have John back? And it's just I don't know. But anyway, so... he was really sick, but we'll talk about that later. So anyway, we do have we're going to show you all kinds of stuff. In the meantime, John, why don't you pull our computer camera down onto the table? People can see our iris.
Just drag it down.
And I'm going to just show you a simple way to draw this on. I started off with a canvas that is just sort of this olive green color. Now let's talk about that. How do you make olive green? Well, it's really simple. It's ultramarine blue, red shade, yellow, and a tiny bit of brown. That's what you make it with, and you get this nice olive green. Cad Red Medium would do it too. So then I've got all the brush strokes kind of going at a diagonal. Now this is opposed to, this green is made with, see the difference? That's made with phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is the color, when you mix, it's like my shirt. See up here, can you see my shirt? Yeah, right up here, that's the color of my shirt. And you mix that with phthalo blue, kind of a green, green shade and yellow, and that's how you get this color. We don't want this color. We want this color, which is then ultramarine blue, and that's the difference. And if you can't remember, think of ultramarine, think of Atlantic Ocean, think of West Point, think of camouflaging tanks, think of ultramarine blue is the color, it's kind of a navy blue color. It's the color of sailor pants. Think of the Marine Corps, that kind of thing. And when you think of phthalo blue, which starts with a P, think of the Pacific Ocean, think of Hawaii, think of tropical. So you cannot ever get bright green, this tropical green, using ultramarine blue. Just you can't make it. However, if you didn't have ultramarine blue, you can dump enough red into phthalo blue and yellow to make this color.
Are we going to be tested? I shouldn't be making notes. This sounded important.
Well, it kind of was. This is the one thing everybody screws up, so I felt like I should go over it, right?
Yeah, that was
all right, and I got to show you this. I'm going to show you this. I hate to take it out of the cover, but I want you to know that back when we were alive and healthy.
You just love it. You're going to run with this, aren't you?
This is what we look like when we started off the tour. Isn't that fun? Look at that. And isn't that a nifty pose? I tell you what, I went onto YouTube and I watched a video by somebody. If I can remember, I'll tell you. I'll look at my history and tell you who it was if anybody wants to know. This was a gal. She said, she's about 20, and she said, how to pose for pictures. And she was all hot on one leg in front of the other and your hand on your hip. I said, well, I'll try that. Didn't come out too badly. It probably took at least 10 pounds off the way the photo looks, so I was all for that. So anyway, that was John and I starting off our adventure. You don't always get to see that, but that's what we did. I had to show you that. Isn't that cute? I kind of thought that was fun. He looks a little starstruck, doesn't he? Can't believe he's there.
I am starstruck. I am next to you.
And you remember what his shirt says? Timeout. What does your shirt say?
I'm in a timeout. Send me on a cruise, and I'm not coming back until my attitude changes.
Yeah, and I guess you had a bad attitude because you looked off. It was a little stop, touch, and go there for a little bit when you.
So apparently I had to come back.
He came back. I'm so glad that he came back, and we're all glad he came back. So I'm going to just. I'm sorry to do this to you, but
I'm going to have to get up and get it.
He's going to have to go rescue this photo because.
There'll be paint on it.
All right, so this is what we're going to do, and You could do this bigger, sure. We're doing the 6x8, so you get the idea of it. Please don't start this 16x20. Try a little one. See how it goes. See if you can mix the colors, then make it bigger. Could be very pretty. And then I'm going to apologize in advance. I know all of you out there wanted to be painting pumpkins. Gosh, you know what? I got a lot of pumpkin videos up and around, either on our academy and on our website. We got so many Halloween things. We have done all kinds of stuff on that. I just thought it might be nice to do something else. But one of our last academy lessons on our Ginger Cook Live, on our Art Academy lessons, it's 9x12. This is a really cool kind of fall painting. In fact, if you look on YouTube, this is an academy lesson, but on YouTube I actually have a new playlist called Autumn Pictures. And if you want to kind of get a sense of what all my autumn pictures are, paintings, tutorials, if you go to my Pinterest page, Ginger Cook Live, and you search by category, I think that's like the third board over, you can then see, we got really 20, 30 pictures, all fall pictures. So if you're really in the mood to paint fall, we got that. All right, so we're gonna start off with a black and white photo of this, like this. And the reason I'm doing that is because one of the things you want to do when you're painting something is something like this. There are a few little pieces that might be a little more complicated than others. So one thing you can do is that you can just take your picture and just do some folds. I know we could use a ruler, but then I'd have to put my glasses on and read it. I don't feel like doing that. So I'm just going to do some folds here, like that maybe, okay? So I'm basically folding this picture. Now I'll take a charcoal pencil or something. What do I got? Where is it? I got this. And a ruler. And I'll just kind of draw the lines through there. This is what you ought to do. This is called gridding. This is such a simple thing to do. All the greats gridded. Van Gogh. Did you know that Leonardo da Vinci gridded?
No.
Yeah, he did. See, they've been doing this forever. When you have to make your own paint, you don't want to waste it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And when you're having to sit there and it takes you hours and you're waiting for paint to come across the ocean, ultramarine blue is called that because it used to come across the ocean. It was made out of lapis from Afghanistan, which is where the lapis is today. So I'm just saying, when you have to, make your own stuff. Am I doing this right? I think so. Right? When you have to make your own stuff, you don't want to waste it. So they would grid to make sure they had a good sketch, to make sure their drawings were gone. When he was doing the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo would, he'd have these drawings, and then he had something that looked like a pizza wheel with little pokey holes in it, and he'd run it along. Kind of sign painters do that today, and then run around the outline up there, tape, hold it up there, and then he would use a little chamois thing, kind of probably more fabric, that had powder, and it'd go pop, 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 and then he would be left with the traceable outline. They weren't freehanding that stuff on the ceiling, friends. Nobody was doing that. This is it's not cheating to grid your picture. In fact, if you were going to do a kind of mural, you would grid the mural, and to make it bigger, you just make bigger squares,
Proportional squares.
Proportional squares. So, yeah, all right, so you see what I did there, and I'm just going to fold this in half and do this. And the reason I think it's important to do this is, the reason this is simple, the step one, grid your picture. I mean, that's easy, right? Grid your picture. There's nothing wrong with that. Just take a minute and grid it. And which is what we're doing now, right? Yes and yes. Okay, so I just sort of did it like this. I added some extra ones here in case we needed it. We don't need it so much down there, but we did need it here. Let me make sure I can see that. Can I see that one? Yeah, I think I can see it. There you go. So then you do sort of the same thing here. You just, find out where the center of your picture is on a 6x8. Let's see, do I have a regular ruler instead of this one?
There was one right.
Yeah, here's one. I'll put my glasses on so we can kind of sort of see. I know. Let's do it. So, here's 6. So half of 6 is 3. And this is really basic stuff. And don't freak out if you have to do a ruler. Could you just trace it on here? Sure. You could do that too. You could print it out and trace it on. But one of the things you want to try to do is try to see if you can expand your knowledge a little bit when you're doing things like this. So this is 1.5, right, like this. And we'll do the same thing here, 1.5. like that. And I think that's important, and it's so much easier to do it this way and not have to autocorrect. Does that make sense, you guys? Then end up having to, come back later and do some sort of big corrections. So here, we'll just do a few goods. We probably don't need as many as that, but do as many squares as you need to make yourself happy. Now, of course, and here we go. So half of 8 is 4. Yeah, everybody's with me on that, right? So I'm just going to use one of the reasons I like my T-square is because as you line it up square here and where your mark is, then you just do this and you've automatically got the mark, okay? And let's do half of 4 is 2. Half of 4 is 2 up here, see? So I'll make a little mark here. So this keeps it real simple. We've showed this before, but we've showed this before, but I don't think we can show this enough, because particularly if you're making, what if they were to make this 16 by 20, John? What would they have to do?
Not do it that way. Because the 6 by 8 is not proportional to 16 by 20, so you have to fill up the extra space with something.
Yeah, they'd have to maybe come up above here a little bit. Maybe just add the extra up above here. Does that make sense?
You have to add a little bit of space around it.
So how big would they go then with this? Help them with the math.
Well, you have 6 by 8. You could do, just doubling it would be a 12 by 16.
Okay.
And if you double it, then you just double your squares, whatever size your squares are. What size did you make your squares?
Well, they're not really squares because they're sort of rectangles, but this one's, they're about an inch and a quarter by...
inch and a half?
By about 2 inches.
2 inches. So they're just going to be double that size.
All right, because I think that gets confusing. All right, so this is the halfway.
It doesn't get confusing.
Well, it is for people. I mean, there's an awful lot of people out there that pull out a ruler and they run screaming from the room. I just got to tell you, that's how it is. You know what I mean?
No screaming here.
So let's just, let's see, what could we mark this with that I could see easily? Would that show up? What do we got here? I feel like Goldilocks with the pens. I had a yellow Posco pen out here not just seconds ago. Maybe I can, this is the halfway one, so maybe I'll do that. No, it's not going to show up. All right, I'll do this one in pen. The reason is I want you to see I want you to be able to see the halfway thing, right? This is the halfway one right here, okay? Okay, can you see that was the halfway? So this is halfway on our stuff right here. So it's pretty easy. So basically, and if this is a flower, if your picture doesn't look exactly like this, it's not like a hand or a finger or something, it's okay. Just know that we're going to start, the bottom part of this. Here's our halfway one right here. This is our big one right here. Here's our halfway one right here. That's our halfway mark, right? So the bottom part of this, what do I got, a colored pencil? Well, we're back. I don't know where anything is anymore. We never clean up. Well, I guess we do, but we didn't before we left. Well,
what are you looking for?
I'm just looking for a colored pencil, colored
piece of pencil set?
Well, I give up. Here's a piece of chalk. I don't need anything great, but here we go. I just need something different than the yellow, right? So between these middle ones, I'm going to kind of come under here like this and do this. Just come around here like that. That's the bottom, all right? And then right about here, okay, right here, I'm just going to do an out. That's an outie, right? And I'm going to come down here on the bottom and do something like that. On this bottom one here, just going to cut it diagonally, cut the corner. There we go, you guys, and it's going to do this. And then this is going to come down here like this, come across here like that. And this is going to come up above this square and do that. There's a little thing like this. This comes out here like this. The top one is cut, I'm cutting it right about here. So I had another line up there that's coming across the section. Now, here we go. Down this way. Okay, this is fun. You see how we're just kind of filling in wherever you just draw what's in any of the squares. You just do that. And if you're slightly off, is anybody going to know? No, as long as you get it sort of like this. It's a very kind of loose flower. No two are the same. You should be good to go. And how about this one right down here like that? And that's basically all there is to drawing this in. And you're going,
Well, that
wow, I
seems
had,
awfully simple.
well, it does, doesn't it? And maybe I'm going to come down here and do this, and I want to make sure I have the lines coming down in this direction. Do you see that? Kind of just do some lines
So
down
it's
like
more like
that.
a reminder for that part.
Yeah, that's just sort of a reminder. But there you go. There's the basic flower. And you can do this with anything. And that is how you grid. And so that's step one, simple, right?
Simple.
So the next step would be, of course, to just sort of plan. Now you see something like this, and a lot of times in acrylics, I like to start with my darkest colors first and then lighten them up. But in this case, we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to start with sort of our medium purple gray colors, because this dark purple is going to go on top, not underneath. It's going to go on top. All right? And we're going to have a dark shadow under here, and this is going to be a little darker in here. All perfect, yeah? So I'm going to move this. I want to thank our good friend Liz Clark, is one of our closest friends, and
one of the moderators.
And she's one of our moderators, and it's one of our moderators on Facebook. And she and I have never met. And she sent me this original painting, inspired by Kent Wallace. And this is one of those little trading cards. And she sent me that, and she said, to my dear friend, who I've never met, inspired by your guy Kent Wallace. Thank you for thank God. What'd she say? Oh, thank God upon every remembrance of you. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that just?
Well, could you sit it there just for a second so we look at it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
There it is. I think that, and I'm telling you what, those little trading cards are hard to do. I don't know, Liz, if I could do anything that small. I think that's just spectacular.
I think it's great.
And I'm displaying it on this nifty little easel, and someone's going to say, where did you get that easel? Somewhere in an art store many planets ago. Who knows? Fun though, right? Cute, isn't that classy?
Yeah, we were traveling to nowhere places.
To our nowhere places. But those are fun to have, these little tiny miniature easels. And then, not only that, but this gets better.
Wait, there's more.
There's more. She sent me, this is a picture of Liz and me, and she goes, but first coffee, because oftentimes she and I'll get on the phone and we'll have coffee. And then it's his best friend I've never met. And that's one of my paintings that she did with the coffee and the spoon. And that painting of the coffee and the spoon is also one of our lessons on YouTube, which you also could paint. So if you're thinking about, giving a painting to somebody and you think, gosh, I want to give them the painting, but what if they don't like that style of painting, but I want to paint it and I want to give it to them? One of the things you can do is a lot of the drugstores and Walmart and different places online, Cafe Press, different places, will put your artwork on a coffee mug. Did you know that? So I think those are nice gifts. And also, if your kids are all fighting over the same painting and you promise them, then that's another nice trick, is to put the painting on coffee mugs or mouse pads or something like that, so everybody has one. And also they can start collecting your coffee. So, this is, we're going to put this away. Oh, there's the colored pencils. Look at you. Look what you found. Judy, who gave me those? I remember Robin Coate gave me those. I don't know why I didn't use those. Should have used those. Well, when you have so many goodies, it's hard to know what you have, isn't it?
So there should be a limit on how many things people purchase.
I don't know. It does get a little overwhelming though sometimes. You're thinking, I had something like that. I remember that.
Ooh, that looks neat. Ooh, that's
back
on
in
sale.
Back in 1950, I bought
that.
something like that. Yeah, well, I have it. That little picture frame was lying around the house. I'm thinking, I had something for this. I have something. I wonder where I put that. So, okay, so we're going to start with dazzling purple and white, and we're going to get out some magenta.
So even though you showed how to grid it, question came up.
Did it? How amazing.
Is there a traceable?
Well, you know what? I don't know. I give up. Is there, John? The way that you can trace it on is that when we put it up on Pinterest, then you can just print it out.
Yep.
How's that? But to this point, probably not, because look, John has been so ill, we weren't even sure we were going to do a live show tonight. So we're going to start off with titanium white, okay? This is Holbein acrylic paint and some Matisse. And then I'm going to use, and this one I used design magenta, and I didn't like the colors as much, so I'm going to use quadrichrome magenta today, confuse you all. I like that color so much better. I didn't have it. I painted this actually when we were on the ship. When John was lying in his deathbed and I didn't want to leave the room, and I took our paints, and we didn't have any, we just had design magenta. Here's our ultramarine blue, and that is that's what you want for the background if you haven't done that already. Here, put that over there. I shouldn't have put it there, but I did, so too bad. Here's a little bit of yellow oxide. I'm going to put this here. I guess I'm going to put that down here. I'm going to use these colors more, so perhaps I'll put them here.
Sharon would like to know, has Ginger ever used a proportional divider?
No, I don't like those. I'm sure they're awesome. I've seen them. I even bought one. I tried them. They're beyond me. Sorry. Just no.
How's gridding work for
Because
you?
mostly I can just freehand it in. My brain will do that, but I'm just showing you how to divide. My brain does this automatically for me, almost. You know, I rarely have to grid anything anymore. But you know, if you're doing, detail work, then sure, you should do it. Let's see, what else did I want? Oh yeah, colors. It's coming back to purple. We want purple. And remember, you don't necessarily. Quadrichrome magenta is one of those colors you really can't get when you can't mix it with red and blue and get that wonderful purple. And you can't get magenta either. It's sort of an artificial color. So people say, do I have to have magenta? No, you don't, but it'd be nice to have it. How's that? You'll be glad you had it if you should have it. We're going to use Cad Red Medium. And also, there should be some yellow around here somewhere, which I'm going to want here. So that's like 6 times more red than I'm ever going to want. And let's see what else I got here. What are you? Cad Medium Light. Well, we don't think we need that. It's a neat color, though. It's interesting. It's fun. Flowers are one of the things you can almost do the colors pure out of the tube, as opposed to having to mix them all the time.
Just been told my boy's on tonight. Charlie is in the house, and it's his birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Charlie! Happy birthday!
A big 2-5.
Wow!
Quarter of a century under his belt.
I was just telling your dad, Charlie, that I think that at 25, the insurance company drops your rates up until girls are get the
Next
cheap
to
rates, but boys are penalized. Really, the insurance companies charge them more for car insurance until they're 25. I believe that is true. So you might, I don't know what it is in Michigan where Charlie is, but you might want to see if that's true. It's always good to save money.
Always good.
So, all right. So this is basically the colors we've got so far, and I think in here I had a little bit of phthalo blue.
It looks
I did too. There's a little bit of the phthalo blue in there too. I added that because I had some orange. And look, you've already got a photograph of flowers. So as artists, you want to kind of be a little bit tricky with it. We did one of our most successful videos recently while we were gone was Pat the painting dog.
Oh, my hero.
Isn't that fun? And if you haven't done this video, this is so fun. And we've had everybody, once you do that, try your own dog. This is great to do. I kind of show you how to do it. And Sylvia in Australia, gosh, she did a dog and a cat. And I've seen some of the most extraordinary ones. And if you want me to be able to see your picture, may I suggest that you join our Facebook club. Well, originally we were going to keep it all closed, and we decided that because of the way people come and go and stuff happens, that it's just better to kind of have you still have to answer a few questions to be a member. It's still a private club, but check us out, Ginger Cook Acrylic Painting Club on Facebook, and that way you can show me your art that you've done for my tutorials and maybe some of your original stuff on Saturdays. So, all right, so I've got some small
And Wednesdays.
And Wednesdays. All right. So, and then Fridays is fun. I love Family Fridays is when you show us your kids' art, your grandkids' art, or maybe some painting your parents, an aunt or uncle did before they passed away, or somebody else in your family that you're proud of. Give them a shout out on Friday. I think that's kind of nice, don't you? Yes, yes, and yes.
Yes,
all right. So this is where I want to keep this in here, and also brush direction is everything. I want to mention that. So I want my brush direction. Where do those colored pencils go? This is perfect. Let's open the goodie box and get us a new pencil out. Assuming one can open the box.
I'm sorry, I should have opened it for you, my queen.
Well, you didn't need to open it, but
Hey, wait. Slide that over a second.
What?
Are any missing?
Who? Me?
And the other two?
I don't know. There's one.
And the other one?
Oh, this one. This is a good one. I'll use that one. Good thought, Baba Louie. All right, so we want the brush direction to go this way. We want the brush direction to go this way. We want the brush direction to go this way. Okay, you with me? This way. And kind of this way. And this way. All right, and this is going this way. All right? All right, that makes a difference on how this looks. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of, maybe we'll dampen the brush and wipe it off on a towel. And we're going to start with some white paint and a little bit of purple. That's sort of a nice color. Just dazzling purple and white, and I'm going to add a touch of the magenta to that, just a touch, and kind of brighten that up just a bit. And I want to just start here, and I'm going to come this way. And you notice, look at the direction. I'm using a ruby satin silver angle brush. And here's the thing. People say, where do you buy your brushes? Now, it's true that Jerry's and Dick Blick and all these different online companies do put brushes on sale, but the people that I cheer for are the people that give us deals all year round. The ones, and these are the brush guys out of, where are they from? Brush guys, California. And here's the thing. They'll give you, and me too, I get it too, they give us a 5% discount off any of the brushes on stuff on their site. And it's called thebrushguys.com. And they have my brushes, the Art Sherpa brushes, my daughter Cinnamon, her brushes, and they have all kinds of brushes on there. And if you use my name, Ginger Cook, all one word, you get a 5%. And they have free shipping over a certain amount, and they ship all over the world. And my friend Sylvia in Australia says it's way cheaper to buy from them. I think she told me last time she ordered something, it was around $25 to have it all come to Australia. Okay? So, all right, so we're going to use that color there. And I think we're going to come up here on this one. Now notice we changed the brush direction. We're going to come down this way. And I'm out of paint, so I'm just going to mix a little more of this color. Okay? And I'm going to come down this way, and I'm going to bring it down like this. All right, there we go. And don't worry, don't mix the paint too well. If you've got, if it's kind of streaky, that's better. Let's bring something down this way. And I'm going to put a little more white with this and purple. That's magenta now. And just sort of, this is where you want the, everything to get kind of streaky. And this can happen, this can get all nice and streaky if you don't mix the paint that well, okay? So here's a little bit of white. I want this a little bit lighter. The hardest part for me on this, when I was doing this picture, I got to tell you, the hardest part was deciding that, the colors I wanted. And I wasn't getting this color, and because I didn't have it. As, that magenta makes such a difference. I think it's such a pretty color, okay? And I think I left this little piece out up here, so I'm going to put it back in. I didn't draw that in there, but there's a little piece that's coming. Well, here's a little bit of dark right here. I've got some dark purple on this, right? And I'm coming under here and just lifting my brush up. And then I'm going to wipe it off and do it again. Just come up here and lift the brush up a little bit and soften that. And I'm going to come here with just a little purple now in the brush. What was the color? What was the oh, the traceable? Really? Somebody asked that? Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Well.
All right. So I'm going to come up here and do that. And I think I'll
and
put
we should really address that. We do not offer really a traceable. We don't do an outline coloring book traceable.
No, because we
give you is the final
we know you're better
photograph.
than that. You know what I mean?
We teach you the fine art.
Yeah, we do, and we teach you how to just be able to get it yourself. It's just it's important to be able to have enough confidence when you're painting things to be able to do it yourself. All right, now you see what I'm doing here, and I'm just coming up here like this, just while this is still wet, pushing and lifting like that. And of course, as you do it, my brush is very dry. There's not a lot of water on it. It's damp, but there's not a lot of water on it. Okay, so I mean, that's probably the basis for this petal here, And the same thing here. And then this one, I've got a little purple. I'm going to make this one a bit darker. I'm just going to come in here with the dazzling purple and a little bit of ultramarine blue. That's always pretty. Add a little bit of blue to that. I want to come next to this and just make this a little darker right here. Okay? And of course, we know it's going to get some light over it. And we'll put a little bit of dark right here too. Isn't that fun? So any other questions, John? It's like I'm doing this, but any other questions?
Let's see. No.
Mm-hmm. All right, so see, here's some dark on the brush, and so I'm starting here and lifting up, See that? Yeah? So that sort of blends up that way. All right, so now what? Well, I don't know. Let's come down and move. Let's move on down here. Yeah? So same idea, same light color. This for the most part, but again, the brush strokes are coming this way and then curling back. Because you've got to think of the direction of your brush strokes like like records, like grooves in a record. Gonna dampen my brush, put a little more water on it because the paint's drying. If the paint's drying on your palette and it's drying on your brush too. Now, here's a little more magenta. I'm gonna come in here like that.
Oh, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
When do you add water to your acrylic paint when you use it?
Mostly I don't. I just add. I don't add water to the paint. I just keep a damp brush occasionally. It's either a damp brush or not. It's never. I know there are some artists out there, including my daughter, who I love dearly, who does it differently. And I'm just saying that no two people all paint the same way, but that's not what I do. And I've been doing this for like 50 years. But you know,
Oh, you don't look that old.
I know. Isn't it great? So here we go. So I'm going to put there. But that's what I was saying about, just telling you about this business with the travel. See, I like this magenta, and I have to say I like the magenta color better than the design magenta. I think of the color, when I'm done, the colors I think are much prettier.
They're richer.
They're richer, they're a little brighter. And again, just get in the habit of not mixing so well, and then you'll get a variety, almost kind of a rainbow color effect. And that was very frustrating. Also, when I painted, this is my disclaimer, putting a little ultramarine blue in this color now, and coming this way with it, and kind of bluing this up. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. Where can I put that? Ooh, I love that. Isn't that nice? So this is where we're doing some layering. This is all still kind of wet. Now, to get the yellow, we're going to have to dry this and go over the top of this with yellow. The yellow actually goes on top. Okay? And the acrylic paints are all about layers. So even though there's this light blue color here, I'll put that on top. I think that's important to mention. So I like this color. So where else could I put it? So I could put it, maybe kind of streak it. Now this is where the angle brushes are so handy, because I can streak some of this going in here like that. Maybe little streaks there. And maybe come along here like this. And now change in brush direction. This is kind of a ruffly edge on the outside here. It's straight, but on the inside it's kind of ruffly. Maybe put a little bit right there. A little more white. Here we go. Want this lighter. So this is all about, you notice I haven't cleaned the brush. Do you guys see that? I just, I'm almost mixing colors on the canvas like that. See? And if you can just, I know I want this a little whiter up here. So I'm going to come around here like that. Now someone says, well, when would you put some white? Well, let me show you. Here, so water's on the brush. Now, rinsed it off. It's wet, right? Now, I'm just going to overlap the seam here and blend this seam out to this one. See how I blended it out? Just with the damp brush. Oh, you're going, that's tricky. It is tricky. Now, I'll come back with the white. Come on up here like this. And just pull and lift up. You want to get very loose. Here's the thing. My arm is pulling from the shoulder, not from the wrist. Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to come along here like this and say I want this a little bit lighter here, and push this brush down. There we go. Here, and a little bit, when I start to paint, nothing happens. I'm going to do this on the edge. Now, we've got a wonderful video on YouTube called Can Your Brush Do That? And the reason I like it so much is because it really goes into the fact that if you don't have the right brush, all these little tricks I'm showing you are kind of pointless, because your brush won't do it, and then you're going to think, oh, I can't paint. It's just, you can. All right, I'm going to blend that out a little bit. Just a damp brush, see that? Wake that back up. Blend that out a little bit. Just pull it down there. Huh. Fun, right? Okay, so what else could we do? Well, we need to lighten this up over here. Any questions, John, as I happily paint along here?
Yeah. Yep. Has Ginger used canvas boards or frames to teach tutorials?
Yeah, I painted on some canvas boards. I got a bunch. Back when I was working at Jerry's teaching art there during the day, this was a few years ago, they gave me some canvas boards. It wasn't like I was willing to buy any, but they gave me some. And I tried them, and I've done them. They're okay. The thing of it is that canvas boards are all right to practice on. They're just so much harder. There was an artist on YouTube. I don't know which one it was. The guy does some very elaborate kind of china painting, and he'll take a canvas board and cover it with modeling paste like you'd frost a cake, kind of get it real smooth and let it dry for 24 hours, 2 days. And then it's very nice to paint on, but it's tricky to paint on it by itself, I got to tell you. So brush is getting a little dry, so I'm going to rinse it, reshape it. A little bit of leftover the cruise hack here. And then, so you can. But here's the thing, if you're going to be selling your artwork to somebody, right? Good canvas makes a difference, and it's not so frustrating. We had to talk about that just on a Facebook just the other day. Here we go. Here's some light here coming down like that. See? Okay, and I'm going to put a little white up here too, where I know that this yellow is going to be. Just as it's starting to dry, so I can get away with that now. Here's a little bit of white coming down here like that. And some of our members and Academy members even have said that is it a bargain if you get the canvas cheap, but then you're spending just hours sanding it and layers and layers of paint on it to try and make it work, and that can be a problem. Okay, it absolutely can be that really is a genuine it's a genuine issue. Okay, here we go. So see how I've got almost like a necklace of white on here. See that? Oh, way cool, right? And I come down here, as long as I've got a little bit of white on the brush, I'm just going to come down here and lighten this a bit, like that, and pull up. Ooh, let's go this way. Keep it curved. Keep it curved. We're all doing this on a little, what is this, John, a 3/8 inch angle brush, right?
Looks like it.
Yeah, 3/8 inch angle brush. I mean, these are such great little brushes. So, now, here's the thing. Yellow and purple. Yellow only paints over white, and yellow and purple are complements. And if you mix yellow and wet purple together, you get mud, and then you're going to have this ugly picture, and you're going to go, I don't know why my colors don't come out like yours do, because guess what, guys? We dry them in between.
Wow. You're so clever.
I know. It's amazing.
Lori would like to know, Ginger doesn't use her Mr. bottle anymore. How come?
Well, I've got it here, and it's not particularly that hot in the house. We had a cold front today come through.
It's 60s today.
It was in 60s. We actually opened the windows, put fresh air in the house. So, I'm pretty okay. All right, so now let's take a little bit more. While we're waiting for that to dry, let's take a little ultramarine blue and purple and maybe a touch of magenta, so we'll warm that up a bit. And I want to come under here like this and just pull a little shadow along under here and make sure this is dark. We'll want to curve this one around, okay? And let's see, let's make this a little darker. I'm just trying to see where else I want something darker. My darkest is right here, the purple. Here's some real dazzling purple. I'm just going up, and then here I'm going to do a few little lines like this here on this. Kind of curve this around like that. Pull this up like that, as long as because that's got to dry. I'm going to get a little more white on my brush. Now here, because the brush is dirty. Now look what happens. The brush is dirty. I already had purple on it, so put white on top. Start pulling this light edge. I can pull it up this way, and it will make it straight, come almost like marbleize it. Okay. Here we go. Just tap that on the angle, like that. Same thing here. Acrylic's dry darker, so I'm going to come back here. Rather than get the brush wet, I'm just going to tap it off on a rag and add more color. See, like that? The minute it starts to not be the color I want, then I'll tap off the brush. And the same thing here. I want a little of this magenta color here, on here like that.
Hey, we'd like to thank Eric for the donation. Hello from my friendly Uber driver.
Oh, Eric, this is so sweet. Listen, this is that one of the things that we do in the live shows, and we so appreciate you guys, is that it gives you the opportunity, if you want to, during a live show, to make small donations. And this contributes to scholarships for other people who want to join our academy. Maybe it's paint, or helps cover the cost of putting on some of these live lessons. And we appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. And Eric had a really bad thing happen to him recently. His he had someone pay for a big job that he was doing. Besides doing an Uber driver, he does other things. He teaches piano, terribly clever, a very talented musician, also does some other stuff. And somebody bounced like a $1,500 check on him. And he was driving, practically 24 hours a day to cover this check. And so, this was so kind of you, Eric. Was certainly unexpected and not necessary. Thank you very much for it. But we understand that was a big sacrifice on your part to even do that. So thank you very much. And we appreciate anybody that makes donations to us. And if you want to make sure that we get the most out of the donations, if you go to our website, gingercooklive.gallery, we've got a place called Donate Here. And all this runs through either MasterCard or Visa, and on our site it's like they charge us like 2 or 3% to handle that, and we do it on YouTube. They take like how much?
30.
30. So, but anyway, however you do it, we appreciate it. $1 or $2. If everybody that watched just threw in $1, wow, wouldn't that be something? So, anyway, we appreciate it very much. You don't have to, but it's a nice thing.
And he says, anyone need a lift? He's in Las Vegas, in case you're out there. I am so tired. I'm completely and utterly on zombie mode.
Eric, I'll tell you what I want you to do. John and I have a special surprise for you. Write us on our Contact Us. John and I have a special surprise for you. So be sure to write us, and we'll tell you what it is. Because Eric, talk about, Eric is always there for us, and we appreciate it. He's the one that, on our Facebook club, Eric's the guy that organizes all our contests for us. And I don't know how has time to do any of that. He even offered to do us some music. The reason we haven't taken him up on it, I'm telling you, we start playing music on YouTube, and then different people come around and say, that's my music, doesn't matter if it's theirs or not. This is one of their little tricks. And then YouTube says, hey, you stole someone's music. We did not, did so, did not, did so. And I know this because Cinnamon told me how this works. And then what happens is that then they hold all your ad money for like the first week is when anybody watches your videos. And so the other person gets the ad money from you. This is really almost a scam. And then they say, oh, well, we're sorry, we'll release it, but by that time it's too late. The damage has been done. So we don't. So as much as we appreciate Eric's offer, we're afraid to take him up on it. But we really appreciate it. Someday we'll do a video, Eric, and we'll play some of your music on our videos, that are private videos that we sell, because we really appreciate that. All right. So you see how this is still wet. I don't want to do any blue. Yeah, I could do some blues. Let's make some turquoise blue. So it's with phthalo blue and white.
Thank Alan for his donation very much. Appreciate that, buddy.
Thank you very much, Alan. And all right, add a little bit of yellow to it. You see that? Phthalo blue, white, and a tiny bit of yellow. And I've got this beautiful turquoise color. Look at that. Isn't that just cool? Look at that. It's got a little bit of this turquoise color. And I'm going to come under here like this. And I'm just kind of doing a... This is just yummy delicious, this color.
Gotta scroll back up. The conversations have been crazy.
Have they been crazy? Well, all right, you can scroll back up and see if you have any questions. You guys all want to hear about what happened when John collapsed on the ship, though. I know everybody wants the details on that. Well,
why do you use a cloth towel instead of a paper towel?
Oh, that's a great question. That is, and it's very it's very green, even though I'm wearing green, because it dries. You just keep using it. But the thing is, paper towels do not absorb as well as cloth towels. So I'm always using towels like that. The only time I use a paper towel is for palette knife painting, and to clean my palette knife. Otherwise, I'm always using a cloth towel. So I'm straight here with the phthalo blue now. I'm cutting under this darker color. See that? Like this with the phthalo, and I'm going to have a little bit of darker color right along here. This edge is going to be a little bit darker. I'll put a little purple with that. Just under this white here, like that. And I want to just darken this edge right up here, see? This is so fun. I'm telling you what, I love painting this flower. And if this is where you can really just get arty with these things. And maybe you might want to, for instance, if you're a gardener, maybe you've got some photos of irises that are nice. It's always best to do a big close-up of these flowers. I think my personal preference is doing close-ups. Here's a little bit of purple and magenta. I want this a little bit darker right here. Too dark. Now see how I just wiped the brush off. Put a little tiny bit of white with that, but not that much. There we go. I want this to be a little bit darker edge right here. Okay, now here's some cad red medium in white. and a little magenta, and now I've got this sort of peach color. Okay, no purple in it if you can help it. It's going to be some, but here's a little bit of this peach color. Now look what happens when we're layering now, see? Just putting a little of that in there. Maybe a little of this on here too. Maybe up here we'll just drag a little bit of this on top. Dry brush some of that. The acrylics start to get good when you layer. This is the whole secret behind acrylics, is start layering and see how pretty the flowers get. So anyway, thanks you very much for any donations that are coming our way. We most appreciate it. Think this is dry yet? Oh yeah, so I'm gonna just take a second and tell you what happened to John. So we were doing just fine, and you know, he'd just gone out that day, and we were in Rotan. We'd gone out that day, and we got this really cool guy and a driver. He drove us all over the island for about 3 hours, and John took all kinds of pictures for new paintings. And we'd see something, we'd say, "Stop, can you back up? Can you go back there?" And John would take these pictures, because some of you may not know that, but a lot of my original artwork is from photographs that John takes. So anyway, we're looking at that. When we travel, we try to do that. And anyway, we got some great pictures, and it was a very hot day, but we were in an air-conditioned car, and I thought we were all okay, but John got very, very dehydrated. We got back to the room, and he was going to take a shower, and which of course he did. He took a shower because it was hot. A little bit more white when we're talking about that. And then what happened was, I was in the cabin, not a very big place, and I heard this thud, this big thud. I mean, and there's a noise like a bang, and I'm going, "Oh my God, what was that?" And I raced in there, and he is crumpled up. They have these showers. They're round like this. When they've got a door that opens like this, right? They're kind of they're a half round thing like this, like the shower's kind of like this. And so he's all crumpled up on the floor of the shower, totally passed out, and his knee has gone through the shower door at the bottom, big hole at the bottom of the shower door. And I come up and I'm touching him on the face, and he's out of it. He's not moaning, he's nothing. He's just, nobody's home. Oh my gosh, talk about a panic. I'm telling you what. And I'm going, wake up, hello. You know how you see in the movies that didn't work? And I'm thinking, okay, what to do? Yeah, get to the phone, call 911. So get over to the phone. It's dark in the cabin. Getting over there, I'm looking for trying to get 911. Nobody's answering, and then apparently there was a dial that said a medical emergency, but I didn't see that because the lights were off. I'm just dialing 911. And then John, I hear him wake up, so then I run back to put the phone down and run back to see him, and he's barely conscious, his knee's bleeding, and I go out and I get the cabin steward. Let me put a little dark blue here where I'm telling you this amazingly scary story. And anyway, get the cabin steward, and he comes, and I said, "You got to help me get him up." And they call medical, and they come and they wheel him down into medical, and then the adventure begins. And there's more, and we'll be back after these important messages. Let me dry this, okay?
That's great. I
Thank
gotta
you.
slide back so I can turn you off. Wait, I gotta put my ears on because I don't remember which port you're on. Talk. Oh. Hello? Nope, you're gone. All right. Well, she's off, and we'll have to continue this exciting episode. Maybe next week if we're so lucky. Hey, we'd like to thank. Wait. Oh, my screen moved. Thank Maureen for their donation. That came in through the PayPal. Oh, we have a couple more come in that way. We'd like to have this moment. Let me thank Deborah as well for their donation through PayPal, and Jennifer. Guys, we really appreciate that a lot. It does cost us a few bucks to put these shows on, and we have people that like to join the Academy and just can't quite afford it all by themselves. Back to you now, Miss Cook.
Oh, thanks, Sean. Okay, so thanks very much. Okay, so we're down in medical, right? Now, you have to understand, it's a big ship, like this big long ship, right? Here, allow me to show you. So we've got big ship, like this, right? Wait, I've got a chalk thing here. Big ship, right? And medical is down here, and we're over here. So they don't want to wheel John through the public and scare people, right? They like to pretend that everybody stays well and happy forever in this sort of fairyland that they have on this floating hotel. So what they did was they took us through the back hallways, and at that time,
And we're not going downhill. We're on the same level.
so this way,
all the way
and
across.
but they're cleaning the rooms, and so there's all this laundry and carts and stuff, and this wheelchair is practically as wide as the hall, and we negotiate our way all the way down here, and then we get this elevator and go zoop and down to deck 1. This is where the carpet stops, right? This crew lives. This is back in steerage down here somewhere, and there we are in medical. And there's like this, there's like this waiting room like this, right? With these chairs.
That's good
and
to have it in a waiting room.
there's chairs, right? And then this is a wall, and there's like a door here, okay? And there's more stuff back in here, but you don't see any of that, right? You just see this. And there's some people here waiting to see people. And of course, I'm in a panic, and they said, "Oh, you can't go in here because you have to wait till they call you." I'm thinking, bullshit. We're not doing that.
Okay, wait. Now, we're going to have to censor this again.
No, we're not. Not for that. I'm sorry. That's just not happening. So I'm just march right in here. And there's this guy sitting at a desk, and there's somebody there, and I don't know if they're playing tiddlywinks, but they're obviously oblivious to all the little nice folks out here, and going, we're busy. I said, I don't care. Yes, I can see that. And guess what? This is a medical emergency, so I really need you to drop everything and see what's happening with John here. You know, this is important. I want you guys to I need everybody on this ASAP. Now, this is one of the things that happens when you're a Diamond member. We're Diamond Plus. We're like this, not quite the highest tier, but we're like the second to the highest tier of guests. And people do kind of jump when we whine a little bit. So they start looking at John, and they assume that, he doesn't feel well. He's passed out, and they assume he drank too much. Guess what? John doesn't drink. And I mean, he's anyway, so the upshot of it is that they brought him back in here, and there were some beds like this, and they let him lie on one, and I said, does he have a blanket? And they said, well, he can get under the blanket himself. Oh, okay, so he could barely move, and they had him getting out, and he had a big cut. He had his knee here like this. Here's his knee like that. He had this big cut on his knee, and everybody just ignored that. You know what I mean? A couple of days later, it was all infected. It really made me mad. No one cared about his knee. I'm sorry, I'm whining here, you guys, but this is the story. So then nobody cared about his knee, and then, so he's there, and they're giving him an IV bottle of fluids, because they've determined they had to do an EKG. They put all these, to make sure that he wasn't having a heart attack.
Those are painful to pull back off for a male individual that might have a little fur.
A little hairy chest there, yeah. So anyway, so he was going to be down there for 2 or 3 hours. So anyway, and then they decided that perhaps he had collapsed because he had some sort of stomach ailment, right?
And they always go for that.
And so they decided just on GP to quarantine him for 24 hours. That's another story. But once they decided he wasn't dying, and his blood pressure, what was your blood pressure? It was really low.
109/60.
Yes, it was really low. So once they determined that they got some fluids in him, they did give him a bottle of water, though I think they charged us for it. And
I don't think we got charged for that.
Oh, they forget? Okay.
I think they totally forgot about that one.
So anyway, so the upshot was that was so then he was really out for like another day or two, just feeling really bad, though he came back to the cabin. So we'll continue on with the painting. We'll tell you more about what Ginger thinks of the medical on the Royal Caribbean ships. Yes?
I was happy with the medical.
Well, I know you were, because you were half dead, and then you're no longer dead, so that's a plus,
See?
Right?
There's a positive side to it.
There's a positive side to everything, and I think that's good. We're going to take a little bit of this yellow color here and a little bit of white, clean white now.
Hey, we'd like to thank Noni for the donation.
Oh, thank you very much. So here's the deal. We try to get trip insurance. We don't try. We get trip insurance it's like 1% of the cost of your trip. I don't care if you're just taking an airplane ride somewhere or whatever. It's 1%. And, usually if you miss a flight or something, you get stuck they'll help you find a passport if you get somehow stuck in a foreign country, or they'll pay for medical. I think, how much do they pay for you, John? Up to how much?
On medical?
Yeah.
100,000.
Up to 100,000 in medical.
Yep.
And which means if he needed to be life flighted out to the mainland, if he'd had a heart attack or something like that, and this is, notice his yellow is going over the white, I have to mention that, right? Then they would have, they would have paid for that, right? So I'm going to make a little bit brighter yellow here too. Now take a little cad red medium and yellow, make a little orange, right? And add some of that color on top of this. Now it's a little bit brighter orange. It's getting pretty, isn't it? So, but they're charging, if you register with a credit card, they're charging you for the medical. And it's just like in the States, if you go to an emergency room, well, my granddaughter Honey one time was feeding the parrots that we used to have, and she was told never to put her finger in the cage, and she did it anyway. She was little, and she almost lost a fingernail, and so we had to go to emergency, and I think that was like $500 or $600. I remember that, right? And they put a Band-Aid on her finger. It was unbelievable. So I mean, I'm not saying that this isn't happening in other places, but the ship is no exception. So the first night they put a bill on our door for like almost $800. Put a little more magenta in this yellow now to kind of change the color of that.
I think the EKG was 200 of it.
Yeah, 200 of it. But I'm glad, of course, they needed to do the EKG, right? So
Came back gorgeous.
well, it
Nice
did.
little beak leaf.
He came back all happy, right? So I mean, as far as the EKG went, I'm going to darken a few little things now as we go. We're telling you this story. So then they wanted to, so John was under quarantine. So then we had to, wasn't allowed to leave his room, but they said that room service was free. And I thought, well, okay, so they don't generally charge for the food room service, but they charge you to bring it up there, which is, it's a big ship, you saw it, right? 4,000 people. They got to cart this stuff all over the planet, so they decided that's worth about $13, but you can order as much as you want, 10 hamburgers, whatever the heck you want on room service, but it's one charge to get it all up to your room. So I thought, well, I'll just solidarity, I'll eat with John in the room. So the doctor felt he had a stomach thing, and his stomach wasn't feeling all that well, so it's a little bit more blue here, you guys, as we're talking, right? Stomach wasn't feeling all that nifty, so we thought, okay, well, what we'll do is I'll order some room service. So the first thing they've done is they've hidden the menus. Now, they used to have menus in a drawer, and they've decided you could look those up on the television. Let me tell you what a joke that is. I mean, I'm telling you that television. I can barely get the channels on my own TV, and I know the remote. Trying to figure out, navigate, and pick one or two, or not end up with 10 something with that stupid room service thing was so annoying. I finally said, and of course, John was out of it, so he wasn't any help because he couldn't. He was just sort of kind of So anyway, gonna put a little green there. So anyway, the upshot of it was I called him up. Oh, well, he's not allowed to have any of that food. He can only have the stuff on, well, what stuff can he have? Because there was nothing on the TV that mentioned that. Well, he can have some soup, some chicken soup, and he can have a piece of chicken breast and some rice or something. I don't know, whatever it was. So, well, bring him up whatever he can have, and then this is what I want, right?
And
so
she
then,
just went through the menu.
let's say I'll have the salmon, and then I'll take the chicken wings, and then I'll have the quesadillas, and bring me 2 chocolate cakes. I mean, paying the $12, right? But
you gotta haul something up here.
Oh no, it was supposed to be free, but delivery. But then they said, well, his is free, yours isn't. Okay, whatever. Just at this point, bring it, right? So, sounds like, do I sound a little bitter? I'm just a little annoyed.
You're going on with the story.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm sorry. I'm telling this great story, and I'm also adding a few little orange highlights and everything. So anyway, the upshot of it is that they brought all this food up, and mine came on nice, plates with little lids, and his came on some real crummy paper plates, not even chinettes, right? Mummified with saran wrap, so you couldn't even open them, and they were all spongy.
It just seemed like it was from a hospital.
Yeah, it was just horrible. And then he had this dried old piece of chicken, which he didn't want, and some big giant pieces of not undercooked carrots. I don't know, I think he would have gagged on those, and a big hunk of broccoli, and then some very salty chicken soup. So John, gave up, and he didn't want to eat the quesadillas. I said, you can cheat and have some of these quesadillas. He says, oh no, I want to follow doctor's orders. I'm going, oh, what are you, Boy Scout? Just what is this with the follow doctor's orders? What does he know? Well, I think you should try a quesadilla. You had a rough day today, you know. Food always makes one feel so much better. So anyway, then when we got our bill, they did refund the $13 they charged us for the room service. But I thought they had a lot of nerve,
Now,
quite frankly.
What else did they do
What?
for the day of quarantine?
Oh, yeah, it's the day of quarantine. But they said they could see, John could come to you. We could sit. John came back because I didn't talk to them. John got this information. He was half drugged, so obviously he didn't get it right. But they basically told him that, I'm going to put a little green, making a little green here, maybe a little yellow oxide, and phthalo blue while I'm telling you this great story. So John, I'm going to come down here underneath here with a little green, almost like this little stem here like that. And kind of another little layer of green here, like that, maybe a little leaf here. So we had to get back down, to get out of quarantine, to get out of jail.
Yeah.
You had to go back down to the...
Now this is what we were told.
Yeah, you had to go back down to the infirmary and get a release. So here's the thing. You know, I told you his knee went through the shower door. In fact, the shower door had this big hole in it, the size of a cantaloupe at the bottom of it. So they had come up that day, I will say that, and I was wondering how much shower doors cost, and if just how much are shower doors, and are they going to, and does a trip insurance cover shower doors, or is this something where I'm going, oh man, this is an expensive trip, right? Because I'd already seen, but that time they fixed the shower door, and then we got a bill for like almost $900 just for medical, just for that day one, right?
But there's no bill for the shower.
But no bill for the shower. Apparently it was okay to break the shower. But the thing of it is all that night, John had the worst night ever, and his knee was hurting like crazy. I'm just putting a little purple there. It's absolutely hurting like crazy, and nobody even bothered to look at his knee. They did have me fill out this accident report. Oh, and I didn't tell you, when John was lying there, all half naked on the floor, there's this guy coming in, the security guy. I need someone to help me get him up. There's this guy comes in. He's got a camera right here on his chest. I'm filming all this. I'm going, oh, perfect. Chest. Really? Fine, whatever.
Lucky
I don't
me.
care. Just please. He didn't know he was so out of it. So anyway, it was an experience. So then we had to go back down to medical, right? So John in the morning, he can't walk. His knee is now hurt so much he can't walk. His stomach's feeling a little better, but the knee is definitely shot, right? I'm going to just darken this a little bit here. So so we called our room steward, Junior, was so sweet, and I said, listen, we got to have another wheelchair to get down there. So off we go down the ship. The guy comes. And we go all the way across the ship, through the halls again. They're making up the beds and everything. And then whoop down and into medical. So now we're in medical, and we're not an emergency anymore. And we're just sitting there holding our thumbs. Can't go in there, can't talk to anybody. I walk in, we're here. Yeah, we'll let you know. Well, when do you think that would be, right? So we're just sitting there and we're with all these other people, and now we're getting the horror stories of the medical, right? Which is it's room for another tale. But anyway, so then finally we get in to see them. I think it was about 45 minutes. They just
It wasn't that long.
It was, and I needed the bathroom too. I was clocking it, man. So then long walk across here.
Okay, we could talk about your pee schedule.
No, we're not talking about that. Just quiet you. But I'm just saying I didn't know where there would be a bathroom in this area. They didn't have any signs. So anyway, no plants or anything. So. Finally, they let us in. What are you doing here? Well,
oh, he was so funny.
What are you doing here? Well, what do you mean, what are we doing here? What are you guys doing here? Well, you told us to come. We didn't tell you. Yes, you did. You're not allowed to leave your room till we release you. Well, when will you release us? Well, we don't know. We're busy. Well, listen, friends, you told us to come. We're here. So I guess you should release us. And he said, you had any more diarrhea? To John said, I didn't have it in the first place. Well, that's good. So I guess I can release you. That would be good. And then the guy says, I think I'll release you. And then he's typing away. And he goes, I think I'll release you. And he's typing away. And I'm thinking, God, is there some sort of mental problem here? I think I'll release you. Good. When he's typing and stuff, no more problems, right? We didn't have a problem. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm looking. Then he's looking at the screen. Oh yeah, you had this other thing. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Okay. Did you get a bill? Yes, we saw the bill. When did they give you the bill? Are you going to release this? Yes, yes, yes. Does the doctor still want to see you? Well, there'll be another charge for that. At this point, it's just in for a penny, in for the ocean kind of thing, right? Yeah. Okay. Whatever. We're happy to see the doctor too, right? Because of the other thing. So anyway, another $100 later, we got to see the doctor.
Hey, 82.40.
82.40. Yeah, okay. And there's our accountant for you. Anyway, that was the thing that that was the thing that happened. And the good deal, but they did give him some antibiotics, which I think gives the wrong
Antibiotics
word.
that work for me. Now, see, most drugs do not work in my body. Everything gets thrown up. But this guy gave me a combination, and it's worked, and so things are on the amends.
Yeah, so he's got some antibiotics too, and those were like only $1 a piece. Everything else was more expensive, right? So that was sort of nice. And the doctor seemed to, understand things, and so they were nice. I mean, they were nice enough, right? When you ever got to see them, and there were other people that had problems in there too. So, anytime you get a bunch of old people in one area, there's bound to be people falling down and collapsing. You know how that goes. But I mean, I'm just glad they had some sort of medical. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying. I'm going to make this a little darker here as we're talking. I'm almost done with this picture, guys. Don't you think it's fun? And I've just got to do a few more lines here, and then we're about done. So anyway, the upshot of it was that John, was well enough to actually walk off the ship himself. Yay.
Yep, off the ship.
And he's talked to our doctor. He's scheduled for surgery on
Friday. 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Which is before I normally get up.
I'm sure you'll be out of it, so you won't know. It'll be almost like you never got up, right? I'm going to put a few little lines here, just a few, just to make sure I have it. And let's just kind of lighten this up a bit. So anyway, that's our picture. Hope you guys like the picture. And that's our story with John in the great adventure. And at some point, when I'm feeling like on another rant, I will tell you a little bit about some of the other horror stories I heard about people that went to medical. But I'll tell you what I did do under my review. They always want to know, how was your stay? I said, listen, you guys, this is a no-brainer. And I'll say this to anybody. This is a no-brainer. You got 30 people in a waiting room, or you got 10, or you got 6. You don't shut the door and go to lunch and let them all sit there and just lock up on them. Don't say a word to people. This is not a good thing. And the other thing you might do is you might have someone come out and have them fill out a little piece of paper saying, I'm kind of sick, I'm not so sick, I just kind of need this. So you have an evaluation of the people that, might be dying quietly, bleeding in puddles on the floor back in the corner, and those that just really want a seasick pill, So I think that a triage assessment would not be amiss, and also tickets, And you might just sit there and say, by the way, this ain't free. A big sign on that. The doctor had a sign in his room and his office that
we
said,
need a picture of that. That was so cute.
It was said, please do not mistake your research on Google as a replacement for my medical degree. That was sort of cute. But I think it might have been in the waiting room. It might have been good to say, by the way, it is cost you this much to be sitting in here, and guess what? It isn't free. Now, we were lucky enough, we'll have to send in some stuff into our trip insurance people, because they were taking it right off the... I don't know, what do they do if you can't pay it, John? Think they don't let you off the ship?
You're working the galley.
I don't know, but anyway, we're okay. We got that. I'm going to make this a little darker here. Here's a little bit brighter. I want to brighten up this flower. So we're okay, but I'm just saying that I think that from what I ran into talking with people, this is why I love layering acrylics, because you get some really bright colors with this, and I want a little bit of glazing on this. Glazing with water, too. Have you ever done that? Just a little bit of like quadrichrome magenta and water. This is where you use water, and this is all dry, so you can just kind of just tint something a little color. See that?
Do you remember that gray cloth or gray surface that we're painting on top of?
Yeah, this stuff right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember what that is?
I don't, but we have that on our website somewhere, don't we? Somebody gave it's really good stuff.
Do you remember what that is? It's somebody's name. Nothing sticks to it.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Somebody sent that to us. It's been absolutely perfect.
All right.
Nothing sticks to it. It's
So here's a
great.
few little white highlights now. This is our last coat of white highlights. Just a few bit here. Just a bit here. Here's some bright yellow. We're just going to come in here like this.
Alan has a request. Can Ginger paint bluebells either in the woods or close up?
Yeah, I could do that.
Bluebells. I try to remember that one.
All right, here's a little bit of orange in here. Let's just get a little bit more
The
color.
doctor assumed I pass out because of dehydration.
Yeah, dehydration. And so, you know, I mean, I think that's just very, very interesting. Now, I've got this. This one is the color's a little bit brighter on here. So let's show you how to make that color using phthalo blue and yellow oxide.
Oliver.
And
It's not Dave Oliver.
a little bit of purple,
Ken
a little bit
Oliver?
of yellow.
Might be Ken
I want
Oliver.
I want a little bit brighter, more of a little bit brighter yellow than I have on here. This is our green. Now look here. I'm just going to come up here like that, and just kind of brighten up this color. This is your next layer of color on your flower, and this is important too, because I wanted a little bit. Let's put a little more yellow with that. A little bit brighter. This sort of chartreuse color, almost, wouldn't you say? A little bit of yellow oxide with it. You don't want everything all the same color, so this can be very pretty when you're painting. This is why acrylics are so good for layers, because you want to come up here like this, and I just want this a little bit brighter than it was.
Ken Oliver. That's it?
Ken Oliver.
Yep.
It's the name of this.
That's the mat.
That's the mat.
Ken
It's a
Oliver.
great. It's an absolute wonderful thing. We were painting on the ship, and we're able to use those too.
Yep.
And other than that, we had a great time. Everybody was super, and we had a really good time. And we're big Royal Caribbean fans. I'm just saying that they could do a revamp on their medical. In my opinion, I think they could, just as far as
I think it could be run differently.
Right, that's it. Because the doctors were all competent.
Yeah.
It's just that
The health was competent. Everything was competent.
Everything was competent.
It's just
it was
how
fine.
it's run.
Yeah, it just I think what we wanted to see was a little bit more customer care. As far as the people. All right, so there you go. I wanted to bring that out a little bit more. I didn't have that folded over enough, and see, that's where I don't rinse the brush. I just pinch it, wipe off the excess paint, and I can put it on pretty thick if I don't push too hard. All right, I'm going to sign this. This is where we are with our iris.
If you're done with it and it's all dried and you wanted to, could you go back and glaze some additional colors into it?
Well, remember, glazing is only over. You can only glaze one color over something that's lighter than itself.
Well, if you got some of the white areas, or
Like
if
the
you
white
knew you were
areas.
going to do that to begin with, you may lighten some other certain areas.
Yeah, like
But that
for
is an
instance,
option.
like for instance, I might come in here and just. I want this kind of roughly, this edge. See that? Like a little bit more roughly. So, and you certainly could. And I like, for instance, I like this turquoise color next to the this turquoise blue color next to the orange. So sometimes you might want to come in and just, where you get a little orange here, you might want to come in and just even a second layer, brighten something up. I think we had something up there like that was pretty. So there we go. That's our flower. I hope you guys enjoyed painting it with me. If you haven't painted it yet, this is how you're going to do it, or something along these lines.
Ooh.
No pun intended. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. Here we go. Oh, I'll take a clean brush for that, because speaking of lines, I still want a few of the little iris lines that cross over, and this is on top of the yellow, right, like that. So make sure the yellow is dry before you try this. I need my creases back, right, like that. I don't think I dried this as much as I could have, but I did want some of that, some of my lines like that. All right, that's it. I'm going to just stop this now. Hope you guys enjoyed our adventures of out in the ocean. Which was
in the ocean.
And well, years ago, about 20 years ago, when I was on a Carnival cruise, the first night I got an attack of appendicitis, and by the time I was up in Canada, the time they got me off the ship, it had already burst, and I spent a month up in the hospital in Canada, and a month back in Houston. Everybody said, "Well, she's gone. Tell your friends that's it. That's all she wrote." So.
Worth it. I think the medical insurance on that trip was that was for 3 weeks. It was like $200.
Yeah.
$250 for 3 weeks.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. So you got it's well worth it.
Well worth it.
Now here's something for those of you who are wondering what we're going to be painting for the Academy.
Wait. You just you're throwing big things up, and now I got to zoom back out. I got to move things around.
Oh gosh.
Okay,
He's
go.
back. All right, so there we go. This is Lilacs in a Window. This was originally done by an old Russian artist, which I will tell you about. This is, if you're our Art Academy, our Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting is where we really get in-depth lessons. I mean, you really get the lessons, and it's just, John isn't talking, it's just me and you talking, and I'm telling you how to do it, and step by step. You might get a few stories now and then, but it's really the in-depth stuff. Then we go from one cookie, which is very, very simple, to a box of cookies, very complicated. And we encourage you to join the Academy. Try, someone says, well, you know, and it also comes with personal art coaching. Try us for a month. It's like under $30. You can just sign up for
now,
1 month.
Speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up. January 1, our prices are going to go up. We hope for the last time. Our costs keep going up.
Yeah, everything's gone up for us. But the nice thing about it, current members are grandfathered. Their prices are grandfathered in if they never drop out.
Those that joined us 3 years
ago are still paying $15 a month.
We got some.
No kidding. I mean, we got some people still paying $15 a month because we grandfathered them in. Whenever we do a price increase, it is only for new people, and that will be January 1st. And then if you haven't seen this, we released this, I think, Saturday on YouTube. This is a Tuscan window. And this is a really good one on how to paint rocks and so forth, and kind of fun, goes with the Tuscan door. It's a YouTube one, going to encourage you to look at. And then the other thing is we've got the, did you set up our contest?
Yeah, I'm set.
Are you?
You told me.
Okay, so this one here, this was an Academy lesson, and here's why this was so important. So some of the hardest things for people to do is get all this texture. And when you're doing mountains, this is all done with mixing white and so forth. And I show you a special trick with modeling paste to get this effect. This is a must-watch lesson. Academy members, if you haven't done this, watch the lesson. This will help you with rocks, with all kinds of stuff. I think we released it to both our Wave and Water Masterclass and our regular members, and we did that because this is that you'd go to paint rocks, maybe you would put snow on them, but if you're painting oceans and so forth, this is how you can get easy rocks too. So I'm going to invite you to do that, right? So, all right, so we're going to have a quick, this is going to be a quick 10-minute giveaway painting, and one of the things we do these on is, these are little canvas pads that whenever I have some leftover paint like this, John or I will cover them, and then we can do these paintings. And so this green background we did on this today was originally done, from one of these, covered it with one of these. And this is real canvas. These are called Paramount canvas pads. You get them from Jerry's. You can
6 by 8.
6 by 8, and this is where you practice. This is how you learn to mix your colors. So you're doing it. If you're going to do a 30 by 40 painting, have it done it small first, so you understand the recipe, right? It'd be like trying to go into your kitchen and baking a cake and not knowing if you had baking powder or not, and all the ingredients to make it. Don't want to get in the middle of a project and find out you don't have eggs. Well, that's just the kind of thing. You want to make sure you have the skills to do it. So I'm going to kind of pick through there. This is pretty. That's pretty. I like that. Do you like that? That's one of John's. Almost abstracty, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh, let's do an abstract tonight.
Ooh.
Let's do an abstract. Let's do a palette knife abstract. This is so pretty. Let's go. What could we do with this? I don't know. We're going to use some of this paint and do a little palette knife. All right, what do you guys think? All right, so
okay.
if you want to, and it'll have some texture. So probably a week before we mail it, because we make sure it's nice and dry and we can still varnish. But already it has the nice makings for an abstract, doesn't it?
You're going to keep it horizontal?
I think horizontal is a good one. I like this with the red here and all this. You really got the nice makings of a pretty nifty painting anyway, John.
I thought so. I created that one.
I know. It's just really nice, and I'm going to just...
It didn't quite come out how I wanted it, or I would have kept it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I've kicked a couple of them on.
Okay.
You
Well,
get
that's
most
fine.
of them, though.
Have you? I'm looking around for the tape. Did I have artist tape? I thought I did somewhere. Maybe it was in the other room.
Oh, I need to stand up anyway, so let's...
Let's see. Do you see the artist tape around here somewhere?
Well, I have the skinny tube.
Yes. Oh, yeah, the skin. I knew I saw it somewhere. It's just back here. Okay, so, okay. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit of, we'll just do a little, we'll just do a fun abstract. I think that's kind of nice too. Sometimes those are really happy to do. We always are doing flowers. But again, we're going to give this away to somebody that's watching us live. So what's the secret word here?
Bang. And they go, why bang? Usually there's a thing. Bang was from my knee.
Yeah, bang the knee. Yeah, absolutely.
My knee's fine. Thanks for asking.
It was very nice. Yeah, he's not limping anymore. That was a good sign, right? It was.
It was just that one night. I must have really hit it
I
hard.
mean, you did, and it was all, you know, and then the heat, you know how you can always tell if something's hurt because it's heat. It's just interesting to me. Nobody even looked at your knee, but that was okay. We were all concerned about the rest of it, so perhaps it just all went by the wayside, you know, like that. Just probably did, right? No question about it. It's okay. We're just going to do something like this. Now, notice I'm holding the tape like this as we're talking. But we had such a good time, met some very, very nice people, met some people we didn't like so much, but mostly we love people. And I want to say hi to Jennifer from Denver, Colorado, who saw me at guest services and said, "Hi, Ginger. Aren't you Ginger Cook I see on YouTube?" And I said, "The very one." And she said, "I'm so excited to meet you." And she watches us, and she's not a Facebook member yet, but hopefully Jennifer has joined Facebook already. And so thank you very much, Jennifer, for the big shout out. And on the ship, that was always fun. And that was sort of thing. So I'm going to shout back out to Jennifer. And I want to, let's see, I want to give a big shout out again to Judith Guitar. She's one of our moderators. And, you know, I appreciate Tanya and I appreciate Lynn and Becky Masters. Becky just won a couple of first places at the local art show too, at her county fair down there in Texas, with some of her original pieces. And anyway, so Judy has been really working hard on making sense out of my Pinterest board. You know, and this is where sock folders really come in because they like to do neat things. Right, and they're basically neat. So you can really find all kinds. You want to really kind of know what we're doing here. You can tell from I'm sorry, now I got to think about it. Anyway, she organized everything. Thank you so much, Judy. And she just does this in her spare time. I get these little notices from my computer. Judy's been up on Pinterest doing this and that, and it's very nice. And she's put links to the lessons both on YouTube and also on our academy. She's been adding the links so that you can just go there and find the links. And for some of you, notice at the very end of our videos, we do these 10-minute tutorials. We've done a bunch of them since January. And she's got a special page on our Pinterest board. It's called the 10-minute, lessons. And she'll tell you exactly where the lesson is in which video, and she has the exact time code so you can find it. Okay. Okay. Cool, right?
Looking good.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
Going in the direction I was thinking when I was painting it.
Was it?
If you're going the way I'm thinking you're going, we'll have to see how it ends.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
See if the minds are in sync.
Yeah. Okay, so can I dry this real quick?
Yeah.
Maybe John would like to make another announcement. And maybe he could get some questions for me before when we come back, right? Okay?
Okay. Did I get the right one? Oh, I did. Okay, everybody, thanks again for all the well wishes. The surgery is a private issue. Just thoughts and prayers would be greatly appreciated. That's all that's needed. It's an out operation, or outpatient operation they call it. So I just go in and Jennifer will drive me home. I assume they don't want me to drive home as much as I probably could. So other than that, any other questions come up? I know somebody asked a question about, is the horizon always level? If you're talking about, do you want the horizon equal space, on your canvas between top and bottom? Yes. The horizon line needs to be level, or it looks like the world is tipping to everyone else. And somebody else asked another question that escapes me for the moment.
Okay, now this paint is not completely dry, but it's crusted over, and I'm using very high heat. And what I want to do, and I'm going to explain why I'm doing it. John's got this sort of almost like maroon color with these grays and some blue. And so what I want to do is I'm taking my color wheel here, and I'm thinking what would look really nice as an accent color on this, right? And I think what I want is a little phthalo blue and white, and I think a little turquoise color, like that beautiful turquoise green that we had, right? Isn't that pretty? I think I want a little of this color on this. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm just going to kind of barely touch it, drag that over this. Just have a touch of that color, which is pretty. I think I've got that. And I want to just, when you're doing this, you've got to be so careful with this. Here we go. So there you go. Something like that. All right. And then I've got my yellow here. I think I need some more. I'm going to put out this other yellow. I like this yellow. This is called nickel yellow. I don't know why I own it, but I do for some reason, so we're going to use it. Does that make sense? And we'll put that with a little bit of magenta, cad red medium, make some sort of color. It's our accent color. Okay, and I'm not using any medium with this or anything like that, right? Now, I'm going to come here, and I can float this color on here like that, not too much. That's my color surprise on my picture. And then we'll go right into the cad red and magenta. Maybe more magenta, get that maroon going back there. Let's put a little bit of purple with that. Darken this up. Ooh, I like that. All right. So I don't want to do too much more to that. Might just take, where did I find something? I had something up here today when I was looking for things. What did I find? Rummaging around in the colors. I think I'm pretty much, this is pretty much it.
Okay, that's not the direction I was going.
Well, it's not lucky that I'm doing it then. That wasn't your direction,
I don't
right?
have that much talent.
That wasn't your direction. Which is this? Phthalo green. That's what I wanted. A little tiny bit of that color and white. Let's see, a little bit of this color and white. How much of this is left? Oh yeah. I want just a touch of this. All right. That, you guys, is my abstract, and I think we're really good with this. Let's see, where are we? This is this Holbein cad red light. That's what I want. That's
You have
even
like all these
brighter.
new flavors you're getting too, don't you?
I do. Oh, look at that. There you go. There's my color surprise right out of the tube. All right, I got it. That's it. So there's my picture, our abstract of the day.
Do you have a title for it? Because somebody's already thinks they see something in there.
I don't, John. What do they think the title should be?
Carousel horse.
Oh. Well, almost like a horse head here with
Yeah.
that.
And then there's this pole that you made.
Oh, then you'd have to turn it this way.
What?
No,
What?
This way, right?
No, the way you had it, you silly girl.
Oh, yeah, it would be fun to just turn this around and turn it into a carousel horse, because that's what you do when you do abstracts, right? Is that you think, what else could I do, right? If I did this, what else could I do, right? I do love this dark color here, right? Up here in the corner. I like that, all that up there like that, this dark color. Well, I mean, yeah, but you know what? That might be a very interesting carousel horse for the Oh gosh, it's so they're so right. I so want to turn that into a carousel horse. Do you believe I could turn that into a carousel horse and not have it an
Ooh, the
abstract?
challenge is on.
You guys want to? Should I do it?
Go for it.
Should I do it? All right, I'm going to try it. You ready?
No.
Yes?
You're going to draw the whole thing?
Well, I got to skin it over. All right, you
All right,
guys,
hold on,
shall we
hold
see if
on.
we can do it?
All right, go for it.
Well, just suggest it, right?
All right, while she dries that off, I don't know, I'm listening to it, as you can see, I have my headset on. I can hear the hair dryer, but I can hear me way over it. So I don't know, some people are complaining they can't hear me when the hair dryer's on. So I apologize for that, but yeah, the word bang was because my knee hit the shower door. I see a dog with flying ears. Well, your dog's going to become a carousel, apparently. I see a unicorn. So we got a lot of takes on it there, Ginger.
Do we?
Well, we had a dragon, a dog with flying ears, and there was one other one in there. I see a buck, a unicorn, an elf. I saw the carousel. As soon as you said that, I saw that right away.
You did?
I did.
Isn't that interesting?
She said it, I saw it. Now I can't see the dog anymore, or anything else, because all I see now is the carousel.
Okay, I can see that. I can see where that could happen. Isn't it fun? Well, that's one of the things. That's why it's kind of hard to be an abstract artist, because you just keep wanting to make, like an ink blot test. You just keep want to make things, right?
Or if you ask a friend to come over and say, hey, what do you think?
Yeah.
And then you ask another friend to come over and ask them, they give you another idea.
Yeah. That's right. So yeah. So I mean, and everybody says, everybody says that, something that reminds them of something else. Let's see, what did I do with that white paint? I did something with it. I had white paint here. I remember I saw it earlier. Yeah, there it is. So white is the fastest thing. When you're traveling, we're going to do ooh, look at that. I had some blue on that cap. Let's fix that before we put that cap back down there. One of the things that one of the things that where was I going with this? With the no moaning here. No moaning. Did you hear the moaning already? He started with the moaning. Back from the hospital, I saved him from death and destruction, and we're back. And with my quick 911 call.
That didn't work?
Well, I mean, my intentions were good, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
So you can't. It's not my fault. It's
You're my nightingale.
That's right.
How did you get blue on the white?
I give up. How did I do it? Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm just saying, right? So here we are. We're turning this into. That might be a fun thing to do next time, is to just do some sort of abstract and then try to turn it into something. What do you guys think?
And have a vote or send in suggestions.
Yeah. What do you think? Because you're kind of seeing it now, aren't you?
Where were you going to go with it when you first started it?
I just was going to put some nice colors on there.
Well, that's what happens. You put nice colors down, you get good designs. People see things. Okay, I think we have white again. Now, where's the white cap?
Here, but you got to clean the cap.
I figured that.
But maybe you could do that after the show. Just get back here and answer questions. What are you doing? Get over here. This is the sock folder. It's the middle of the show. He's cleaning things, right? Surprised he wasn't cleaning the towels when he was passed out. You know what I mean? That's the kind of, I mean, what would you imagine, right? Yeah, I think this is sort of fun. I'm having fun. You guys having fun with this?
You'll never know, because I'm not over there to answer your question.
Well, get over there and answer the questions. How would I know if anybody's having fun with this? If you're over here cleaning caps, you can do this afterwards. Go sit down. Shame on you. Go sit down.
I can't.
He can't do it. He can't do it.
Any more than you can stop painting.
Well, I'm just saying, right?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay.
I can clean the cap over there. Watch me.
There we go. You see it, don't you? Now you
Well,
see
it's
the.
darker over here.
Now you see it, don't you?
Oh, it's looking great now.
I
Boy,
see.
who's going to win this? How many people are on right now? We have 439 people on. We've only got, what, 200,
Nobody wants to win this?
230 people? That's it?
This is this is a Ginger original. It's probably one after I'm dead. Think how much money this will be worth.
Man,
You know, this is just.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, right? I mean, you know, what can I say right here?
Hey, do you know we're going to be on live again?
Yeah, we're going to be on live. Now, here's the thing.
Trick question.
Well,
Right out of the chute.
here's the thing, and I don't. Yeah, here's the thing. We're going to be on live again next Sunday, right? Sunday.
Sunday. We'll be on live Sunday for sure.
I'm not going to try to do a lot more with this, you guys, because I don't want. I think we're just going to suggest the carousel horse in here. Is that good with you guys?
I think
We're just going to suggest the carousel horse.
How are we looking?
That's my feeling about it. Just
Yep,
not to
that's
get
how I
too
do it.
crazy. Just kind of blot out this blue right here that we had.
All right, so you've got next Sunday for sure, Monday
And
for sure.
next Monday for sure.
Sundays at 12 noon?
It's Sundays at 12 noon. But
That's
probably,
Central.
we could go. Cinnamon and John are going to be out. The next weekend is Honey's birthday, and they're going to the Renaissance Fair. So we could actually go on a little later if we wanted to. I think. But, let me just not.
Shouldn't probably mucky up the waters.
We're 12 noon, yeah, whatever. Okay, there you go, you guys.
12 noon, whatever.
No, I didn't mean it like that. That sounds rude. I would never be rude.
Whatever. Sound like a kid.
There you go. Look at that. How fun.
Oh, I don't want to give that one away now.
Abstract carousel horse. That's it.
That's going to be worth some big bucks.
Okay,
Big
and
bucks.
I'll sign it. So I hope somebody wants to win this and will enjoy winning it. I'm signing it. Would you sit down and quit cleaning the paint?
Oh, it's all clean. I'm done.
We don't care.
I'm out of here.
We don't
I'm going,
care.
baby. You end the show. You see if you can get that Sammy to cooperate for you. Go ahead. I'm quiet. I'm just sitting here.
Just find out what people are doing. Pay attention.
What do you mean people are doing?
Did you have ADHD as a kid?
No, not at all.
Really?
I was always focused.
Really? Then what happened?
I met you. You have to be ADHD to keep up with you.
Well, that's true, but you don't have to be rude about it. Doesn't no one has to be rude about it, right? I'm just saying, right?
You just saying.
I'm just saying, right?
I just saying.
I'm just saying, right?
That's a great looking horse.
Yeah, huh? All right, we're stopping. I'm signing. All right, abstract horse, carousel horse, thanks to whoever came up with the ideas that look like a horse to them.
I'm sorry, that comment's long gone. I never find that.
I hope you guys enjoy this one. It's always fun when we do these crazy things, right? Just crazy things, because you just never know. Kind of the ink blot test. See, what does this remind
Those
us
are fun
of?
to do. You lay it out there and you say, okay, what do you guys want it to be?
Yeah, so that is, it is kind of fun,
That's
right?
fun to do.
And so there we are, ink blot carousel horse with the, and then of course here's our painting for the day. And just remember that this is how we're going to be painting some irises. Have some fun. I hope you had some fun painting that. Learn how to grid, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And John, would you like to have the contest?
The reason for that is there may be other live shows that you don't want to miss.
Yeah, because we could sometimes we're testing equipment, we just go live. Just what the heck? It's a what the heck.
Sometimes we just get bored sitting around doing nothing.
And then here's the other thing. Somebody wrote us today and said that that they were very upset with Facebook because even when we put up, every week we're putting up something whether it's live or not, and usually we try to get it up at least when we're traveling. Sometimes we put up three things a week, and they say they don't get notifications. But if you were a member of our Facebook club, the Ginger Cook Acrylic Painting Club, you would see the announcements and people would be talking and going, "Oh, she's got a new thing." Way cool.
So there you go.
Yeah, there you go, right?
There you go.
There you go. All right, so who's going to win this marvelous horse?
Ooh. Oh, well, the entries really came in at the end there, I'm telling you.
Okay.
All right, 249.
Ooh. This is cool. I should put some Mardi Gras beads near it. Don't you think that's festive?
Oh, let me see. Oh, yeah.
Does that feel
Well,
Mardi
now you just raised the price of the whole unit.
Yeah. I'm not sending the beads with you. I'm just saying they look nice, right? Oh, you get your tub of towels though. We got our new shipment in, a tub of towels.
Did you got one? There you go.
Here it is. This is our favorite thingy here. See, like my hands, like these are so great. We even gave one to our cabin steward. Because you know this will take off dried nail polish, and they don't hurt your hands. And we discovered these, and you know,
Could you show
they don't
the
pay
container?
us.
Hey, whoa.
Sorry.
Show the big container.
Yeah, see? Tub of towels, heavy-duty cleaning wipes, 100% solution-soaked durable fiber weave, large 10 by 12 industrial strength formula, but they're very kind to your hands. They're actually for cleaning your house, but us artists, these just clean your hands so nicely.
We don't have time to be cleaning no stinking house.
No, well, apparently that's what we're telling people. So, anyway, just look at how that's just going to click. Look at how it takes all the paint off my fingers. Really nice. And so I got to say that I really, really like that. And I want to give a shout out to my daughter Cinnamon, who has come up with the best soap I've ever seen for cleaning your brushes. The Art Sherpa. And you got to write them if you want to do it, because eventually someone's going to distribute it. You can be on the ground floor of getting some of this before the prices go up. Right now they've got them. They've got this soap, and it smells like lavender, but it's specifically designed. She and John took a couple years to figure this out. They've got someone who's going to make it for them, and it's got a little loofah inside of it. And when you clean the brushes, it really gets the acrylic paint out. It's absolutely excellent stuff. Just want to say that about that. Really like it.
No.
Yeah, we got
Tub of towels.
Tub of towels. This is here. Look, I'm just cleaning my fingers. Look, where did this come from? Did I touch this? I don't think so.
What'd you do?
I don't think so.
What'd you do?
I give up. What did I do? No, I didn't touch it. I thought maybe I must have touched it. I touched something with green. Boy, when I paint, I don't know who these people are that don't get paint all over themselves. It certainly isn't me. Just certainly is not me. So anyway.
Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 249.
The random number between 1 and 249 is 157.
157?
Well, that's right in the middle, isn't it? Wow.
That's pretty much close to, not really. 125 would be the middle.
Okay, well, one was close. You know, what is with that one? Honestly, John.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, obviously. I have to move the beads now. I'm going to move this off of there because my paper is dirty and it's upsetting me. There, don't have any clean paper. Do I? I give up. Do I have any clean paper? Did I have some? I always like clean paper. Always looks so much better when you have clean paper. Oh, here's a sheet. How clean is this? Oh, here, this is perfect. Well, not that clean. Here, this side. That looks good, right? Clean paper? Yeah, there you go.
And the winner is?
Yes?
Valerie Sassoon.
Valerie Sassoon, congratulations. Awesome. So Valerie, here's the thing. Don't give us your email address when you use to contact us. Please tell us where to mail it. And if I don't care, you know, as long as you're not living on Mars or someplace, if the Postal Service delivers to you, we'll send it to you, but we need to know where that would be. And so, again, we want to let this dry for several days, and then we'll put a varnish on it. So sometime, probably about next week, we'll mail this off, but we need to know where to mail it to. Hope you guys will join us next Sunday for another live show. Please check in on our Art Academy, gingercooklive.gallery. And let me just move this. Also, you're getting a tub of towels. Can we draw for another tub of towels for somebody? A couple tub of towels for somebody? We will do.
Sure.
Let's do that. Let's draw for. You guys were so sweet to hang in through all of this for that. I tell you what we're going to do, right?
What are we going to do?
We're going to draw for 2 of these tub of towel samples, right?
Yeah.
And.
No.
Yeah.
Did you talk to the accounting department?
No, but
Ellie
everybody's.
won't be happy.
I'm sorry. I'm going to do it anyway. You guys are so great. and we appreciate you so much, that if you go to gingercookondemand.com, this winner can then pick out any of our downloadable lessons that are 1 credit. Okay? Any of the 1 credit downloadable lessons, and there's a lot of them, and you can own one of our wonderful painting tutorials so you can download and own forever, and you just tell us which one that would be.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So I get 2 tub of towels.
2 tub of towels and a free
download?
code for a downloadable lesson.
Well,
Wow, so that's really pretty cool, right? So who's the happy winner of that?
Well, Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 249.
Your random number between 1 and 249 is 238.
That's closer to the end.
238. Okay, so that was some of the people that entered in kind of last minute and hung in there. You got that's amazing. So, you know, who's that?
Who is that? Diane Cutts.
How do you spell it?
Kutz.
Cuts. Oh, all right, Diane. Congratulations. Now, for those of you who are watching this on the replay, the contest is only for those guys that were so kind enough to join us when we broadcast this the first time live. But we do have other contests, and remember, you don't have to be live to win the Scream. You just have to get your entry in by when?
What? Oh, the 20th.
The 20th. And where's the Scream? We don't know. We had it. Oh, here it is. So if you want to win the Scream, which is where to not only learn, you can show how you can paint your own Scream, which is a YouTube video. If you want to win this original Ginger Cook rendition of the Scream with the blue screen of death, which is what makes me scream, then you've got to enter. And, you know, see the details in the description on the YouTube video for that.
There you go. Hey, you know what? You're all done, right?
Yeah, bye.
You're in trouble with Ellie. I'm going to do the same thing you just did.
What?
2 TOTs and a downloadable. We might as well both be in trouble with her.
Oh, you're going to do another one?
I'm going to do another one.
Another one?
Why not?
All right.
She's not here to yell at us at the moment.
Okay.
Alexa, I need a number between 1 and 249.
Your random number between 1 and 249 is 212.
212.
Wow, 212, and who would that be?
That would be Goldie Crane.
Goldie Crane, congratulations. So you not only won a couple samples of the tub and towels, which is just awesome, but a genuine Ginger Cook downloadable lesson, any of them on the Ginger Cook On Demand. That is 1 credit. We'll send, and what's neat about that is you can either watch it on the computer, but you don't need the internet to watch them. If you're traveling, you've got it. Some of these lessons are extremely detailed. They're part of our Academy lessons that we've put out separately, and some are just there are no Academy lessons for them. They're just on demand. So take a look and see if there's something you'd like for 1 credit. Our Village series is on there. The Christmas series is coming up, so you want to check that out. And congratulations, you guys, and have a fabulous night. Check out Ginger Cook Live on Demand, and you can't believe the deals we've got on downloadable lessons.
Boy, Ellie's going to get after us. We are in trouble.
Take care, you guys.
You better get us out of here before we give the store away.
Boy, this really came. The palette. Look at that with the little horsey. Isn't that fun?
Oh, they can't see a thing.
They can't see that.
That is a nice palette.
Come on, isn't that nice?
Look at that.
Look at that with the horsey. Yeah. You can see that, right?
Okay, put things back.
All right, fun, you guys. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you on Saturday, if not sooner. Make sure you subscribe, otherwise you may be in the dark. Take us home, Sammy and Judy.
Keep those comments coming. Bye.
Take your time and do not rush. Use ruby, satin, silver brush. Don't use black and mix the green. Learn what blend and grayscale mean. Yes, I hope each day to earn coaching praises as I learn. I'll be an artist, wait and see. Ginger means the world to me.